When your income drops, you start noticing something most people miss: how much of life you don't actually have to pay for. And here's what nobody really talks about: a lot of those things you need, they already exist. They're just sitting in someone else's house waiting to come to yours. Hi, I'm Carrie, and welcome back to Retired by Accident, where we're figuring out how to live well on a lot less than the world says you need. And today, I want to show you some things in my home that cost me absolutely nothing, but I use them all the time. Not because I'm a minimalist, not because I went hunting for deals, but because I learned how to notice when life is offering something. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. So let me start right here with this table. This is our hobby table and our work table. Jeff has commandeered it lately to set up another computer, and right now he's working on some other stuff too. He's decided that I need an AI assistant, and he's working on figuring that out. He's sweet. It is a solid, functional table that is exactly what we needed in here. I got it from a business that was closing down. They just needed everything out. So I showed up and I left with a table. And that computer chair right there, same business, same day, $0 for both. I know what you're thinking. How do you even find that? Most of the time, you don't even have to go looking. You just mention to the right person that you're looking for something, and then someone knows someone. And that's really the whole thing. A lot of the best free stuff I've ever gotten came from just being the person who said, I'll take that, before someone else thought to ask. Now, let me tell you about the antique rocking chair next to the wood stove because I love this thing. So, at the same time that Jeff and I had just finished building the house and we were moving out of a tiny apartment, my brother was downsizing to a smaller home after retiring. He had way too much furniture for their new home, and they were literally going to throw this out. And it's beautiful. They offered it to us, and I said yes. And it's happy here. I'm not sure they realize how much I love this chair. It's the kind of thing that has a whole life behind it before it got to me. It cost me nothing more than a very heartfelt thank you and maybe a hug. And none of this came from spending hours hunting online. All right, up next is our bedroom dresser and nightstands. Those came from Jeff's mother. So, like the rocking chair, they're not just furniture, they belong to family and they have a history, and they're actual wood and well made in a way that a lot of the new furniture just isn't anymore. And honestly, when you're furnishing a house on a budget, hand me downs from family that are actually good pieces, that is a gift in every sense of the word. The breakfast bar stools in my kitchen, those came from my sister. She moved to a house without a breakfast bar, so she had stools and nowhere to put them. I had a breakfast bar and no stools. That's the kind of problem that basically solves itself the moment that two people involved have a conversation. Sometimes you don't need to go looking, you just need to mention it. Okay, hiking shoes. My niece bought a pair of hiking shoes for her husband, but they didn't fit him. You know what? They fit me perfectly. Yes, I have gigantic feet. I mean, so big that my dad used to tell me that I didn't actually have feet. I have water skis. I just say it makes me a very stable woman. Whatever. What I can tell you is that occasionally that works in my favor because I can wear men's shoes, and sometimes those land in my lap at no cost. These are actually good shoes. They are my go to hikers at this point, and they came to me because someone's husband has smaller feet than me, and nobody wanted them to go to waste. And then there's my Christmas cactus, and this one makes me smile every time I look at it. It's growing, it's really growing. My sister in law had one that was big and healthy and doing beautifully, and she took a small cutting from it. I potted it, I water it, and it's growing. It's growing into a full plant, and it even bloomed last year. There's something really lovely about a plant that came from someone else's plant. It's almost like they're still here on the windowsill, in a way. Cost me nothing except a little dirt and some patience. Next up is my lace curtains. A family member was replacing her curtains because the stitching at the casing, part where the rod slides through, was coming loose. In her mind, the curtains were done. I looked at them and thought, that's 30 minutes of work. So I took them home, repaired the stitching, hung them up, and they look lovely. They let the light in just right, and the total cost was a little thread and a little time. I think about how many perfectly good things get thrown away because of something small like that: a loose seam, a missing button, a tiny crack that could be glued. Not everything that's broken is done. Sometimes it just needs someone willing to spend half an hour on it. And how did I stitch up those curtains? With the sewing machine. Another family member was upgrading to a newer model with more features. And her old one, which was in perfectly good working condition, needed to go somewhere. And here's the thing, I am not the kind of seamstress who needs fancy features. I sew occasionally, mostly adequately. The basics are all I need, and the basics is exactly what this machine does beautifully. She got her upgrade. I got a sewing machine. Nobody paid anything extra. That's the kind of transaction I can get behind. All right, the fire ring. My brother had a fire pit on his property, a proper ring of rocks, well used, good, and solid. But he decided to build a house on what had been his camp, and that fire pit needed to go, rocks and all. So we took them. They are sitting in my yard right now, forming a perfectly good fire ring where Jeff and I sit outside on summer nights, sipping a drink and watching the stars. Hoping to see a UFO. You never know out here. Those rocks don't know they used to live somewhere else. They don't care. They just do their job. We've had some really good nights around those rocks. And then the painting. This one hangs in my dining room, and I love it every single day. I stopped at a yard sale toward the end of the day, which, if you've never done this, is worth knowing. The end of the day at a yard sale is when people are tired and they just want things gone. Their motivation to haggle goes way down. The motivation to hand you something and say, just take it, goes way up. This painting was there, and it is an actual oil painting, not a print and not a reproduction, an original oil painting. They wanted it gone, and I took it. I don't know who painted it. I don't know its whole story, but it's real and it's lovely, and it hangs where I can see it from the kitchen. And not a day goes by that I don't appreciate it a bit. Okay, now before you think I say yes to just anything, I never accept free stuff simply because it's free. If I don't have both a use for it and a place to put it, I don't care how nice it is not for me. A house full of stuff you don't need just because it's free is a house in chaos, and I do not do that. So here's what I've learned over the years. The people who are downsizing, the ones who are moving, the ones who are retiring and building something smaller, they often have things they love and want to go to someone who will use them. And the beautiful thing is when something comes from a person you know its story, you know it's been cared for, and you know it was good. That antique rocking chair wasn't abandoned at a thrift store, it was loved and passed down. The dresser wasn't manufactured to fall apart in 3 years. This is a different kind of secondhand story. It's not about getting things cheap. It's about realizing how much was never meant to be bought in the first place. And it turns out that when people know you're open to it, things just find you. So tell me in the comments, what's the best thing you've ever gotten from someone you know, just because they needed it to go somewhere good? I love these stories. Drop one below and hit subscribe and turn on notifications if you want to keep following along. We're building something here, a whole life actually, and we're doing it on less than the world thinks is possible. Thanks for being here, and take care.